In 1811, an Italian scientist made a very important discovery about the relationship between the volume of a gas and the number of molecules within it. His name was Amedeo Avogadro, and today we're going to explain his biography. When he was born on August 9, 1776, in the small village of Quareno, in the then Republic of Venice, no one could have guessed that he would make such an important discovery for science. His father, a wealthy landowner, wanted Amedeo to follow in his footsteps and manage the family estate. So he hired private tutors to teach his son the classics, literature, and philosophy. However, Avogadro was more interested in science than the classics. So when he went to study law at the University of Pavia, he took several science courses on the side. It was here that he developed an interest in physics and chemistry. After graduating with honors in 1798, he became a professor of physics at the University of Modena, where he taught courses on mechanics, physics, and natural philosophy. Amedeo began his own research, investigating the properties of light and the behavior of chemical substances. In 1802, Avogadro married a woman named Gianna Antonioli, who bore him 8 children, 6 of whom lived to adulthood, to support his growing family and fund his scientific work. He started a private laboratory where he performed experiments for a fee. However, he continued to publish his scientific findings during this time. In 1806, he published a paper on the use of electricity to determine the density of gases, which earned him election to the Royal Italian Academy of Sciences. It was also around this time that Avogadro became interested in the work of John Dalton, who had proposed a new theory of matter. Dalton's atomic theory was based on the idea that all matter is made up of tiny particles called atoms, which are in constant motion. He also proposed that the properties of an element are determined by the number of atoms it contains. However, Dalton's theory had a major flaw. He assumed that the volume of a gas is proportional to the number of atoms it contains, which is not true in general. For example, consider 2 balloons, one filled with helium and the other filled with carbon dioxide. At the same temperature and pressure, both balloons will have the same volume because they contain the same number of molecules. But according to Dalton's theory, the balloon filled with carbon dioxide should have twice the volume of the balloon filled with helium, because each carbon dioxide molecule is twice as heavy as a helium molecule. This discrepancy led to a lot of confusion and debate in the scientific community. It wasn't until 1811 that Avogadro finally solved the problem. He proposed a new hypothesis now known as Avogadro's law, which states that equal volumes of all gases at the same temperature and pressure contain the same number of molecules. With this simple yet profound insight, Avogadro corrected a major flaw in Dalton's atomic theory and provided the foundation for the modern understanding of gases. Avogadro's work was not widely recognized during his lifetime. In fact, he remained relatively unknown outside of Italy until the mid-20th century. Despite this, his contributions to science are immense. His work laid the foundation for the development of the kinetic theory of gases, which explains the behavior of gases in terms of the motion of their molecules. It also provided the basis for the concept of molar mass, which is the mass of 1 mole of a substance. Molar mass is a fundamental concept in chemistry and is used to convert between the mass of a substance and the number of molecules it contains. Today, Avogadro's law is one of the fundamental laws of chemistry and is used in a wide range of applications, from calculating the amount of gas needed for a chemical reaction to determining the composition of a gas mixture. Avogadro himself continued to make significant contributions to science until his death in 1856. He held several prestigious positions, including director of the Royal Physical and Mathematical Observatory of Brera and member of the National Academy of Sciences. Despite his many accomplishments, however, he remained a humble and unassuming man. He was known for his integrity, his kindness, and his dedication to the pursuit of knowledge. In honor of his contributions to science, the unit of measurement for the amount of substance in chemistry is named in his honor. Avogadro constant is the number of molecules in 1 mole of a substance and is one of the most important constants in chemistry. Amedeo Avogadro may not have been a household name during his lifetime, but his contributions to science are undeniable. His work laid the foundation for our understanding of gases and provided the basis for many important concepts in chemistry. Perhaps someday his name will be as familiar to the general public as some of his more famous contemporaries. But for now, we can be grateful that his work lives on and continues to shape the world around us.